That's how
We
you
should
end it.
open with that.
I might have to now. Oh shit.
What is up, YouTube? You are listening to Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. I'm Kane Jr. 88, as always, here with my co-hosts, Thermite 917 and Junior Nation 5788. And this week we go back to the famed Daytona International Speedway for the Coke 0400, which, let's be honest, let's rename it the Budweiser 400, because I felt like frickin' drinking throughout that whole race. Oh, man.
You were at dinner with your parents.
Yeah, I know exactly. You were sitting there, you were at the table with Nana and Nana and fucking, you know, Aunt Cheryl. You were, don't even. You're probably checking Twitter updates, and that's what made you want to drink.
Actually, no. I got home, I DVR'd the race, and yeah, I mean, let's face it, I think everybody's wanting to drink after that race.
The race was definitely less attrition-filled and less crash-tastic, if you will, than the Daytona 500 and for Speed Weeks just in general.
By a little bit.
By a little bit. I mean, but I really don't feel like there was as much carnage. The caution count makes it seem like there was more than there actually was. I don't know. I mean, sure, there was plenty of damaged cars out there. I mean, the car that won really wasn't all that damaged, unlike, the one who won the 500.
There was no 20-car big one in this one, and I think that was kind of what we were expecting after the first Daytona race. So yeah, I mean, to that degree, it was a little bit less carnage, but there were still the two, kind of big ones with the tires blowing on the 4 and the 18. And there were a lot of other cautions for either tires blowing or random spins, like Kane getting spun on the restart. Man, it was just a long day. Like, between Xfinity and this, like, I can't even put it all together right now. I'm still trying to think about everything that happened.
I'm frickin' surprised there wasn't a fucking rain delay in the Cup race, like there was in the Xfinity race, like numerous times today.
I was worried about that because they were saying the forecast for tonight was kind of similar to last night, where Xfinity didn't even have a chance. They got 11 laps in, and that was about it. But Cup was perfectly dry the whole time, so that was awesome.
Well, that's one of the good things that came out of the night for sure, with no rain, no hassle as far as that goes. So, that was a plus. I mean, overall, I did think the race was pretty solid, so, just getting right into it, stage one, it wasn't as racy as the rest of the race, but, they were still definitely trying to make plenty of moves. Guys were coming and going. Junior right away from the start, he obviously won the pole. That was pretty cool. He didn't even lead the first lap. Chase Elliott got right out in front of him, and then they kind of got shuffled out a little bit. And Brad Keselowski just kind of whittled his way through there, and he was like, I'm the fucking king. I'm gonna rule this bitch. But
yeah.
It wasn't a complete given. Towards the end of that stage, things started tightening up. Blaney was up there. Junior got, worked his way back up to the front. Had it not been for Ryan Blaney kind of shuffling Junior out there just a little bit, tripping up his run, Junior might have won the stage. Brad Keselowski, ended up nabbing it. Everybody got out of stage one really without big problems, other than there was some weird engine-related issues for a couple of guys that a couple of backfield runners. Ryan Sieg had a random engine problem. He finished dead last, so somebody else did.
Witt.
Yeah, that's right. And then there was two cautions. So there's one for Cole Witt, and then there was one for DJ Kennington, who had a massive smoke show. That was interesting. And that was one of the few things that happened in stage one. But then they get off the stage two, and that's when things kind of start picking up a little bit, because some people stayed out, and Junior and several others got either 4 or 2 tires. And then Junior had apparently a small run-in with the wall one time, and apparently that little nick of the wall caused a tire rub, and it went down very quickly, and he kind of brushed the wall and stayed up along the wall, and no caution for that, which is kind of surprising. Normally NASCAR would throw something for a wall hit. They've done that many times. It's a good thing they didn't throw one, because there would have been plenty of dumbasses calling for, Concussing Virginia. Go fucking choke on your black licorice, you piece of shit. So that didn't happen. Poor Junior. He ended up losing 2 laps in that little skirmish with the wall. So that started his night off pretty fucking rocky.
There really was a lot of good racing in between the cautions. They really only tried to, string out and get in a single file train once or twice, and that didn't last too long. So yeah, the racing itself was good. A lot of close calls. There was one with I forgot who got loose first, but Larson and Suarez, I think, and they kind of ran down pit road.
That's
And came out
right.
the other side.
That was a really, really like ballsy like maneuver to first of all save it, and just like a really tense moment. I believe that was at the before Junior got into the wall. I think that was in stage 2 at the beginning. But either way, I mean, it still happened. That was incredible.
That was kind of similar to what happened to Dave Blaney in the 2007 Daytona 500, where he got shuffled down pit road and he had a tire down, didn't realize it, and came back up into Ken Schrader. Luckily, this time it went a lot better, and we could call it a great save. So good job for them for surviving that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was extremely impressive. Yeah, and they didn't break any rules either, because they at least made an attempt to slow down, which NASCAR will let you speed down pit road to avoid an accident as long as you make an attempt to slow down, which
That's
they did.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's like,
Actually,
really?
because speaking of
It didn't
that,
even look like they slowed down.
no, honestly, it really didn't. I mean, they might have, but it certainly didn't look like very much. But with saying that, that actually brings up something kind of funny. And I don't recall the specific race, but it was a Daytona one. And it was with Casey Kane. NASCAR actually gave him a penalty when he sped up on pit road to avoid being run in from behind from a crashing car. I just thought that was
Yeah.
total bullshit when that happened. I think that was a couple of years ago now. And like I said, I don't recall the specific race, but it did happen. And I find that kind of funny, like that I was expecting them in that moment. Oh, here's some speeding penalties, you fuckers. How dare you avoid the wreck? You should have crashed
Yeah.
instead of speeding on pit road. Don't you speed on our pit road, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. So, good, nice NASCAR. Good for you. Eventually, that all moved forward, and the race, kept going along. The first big one was with Kyle Busch, and he got a tire cut down. Michael McDowell, whew, McWeapon, all over the fucking show all night long. That's for sure. He filled Jamie McMurray's role pretty well, even though McMurray was kind of a sketch show himself. It wasn't as big of a one as you would think, but it still took out some decent contenders for sure. I mean, Logano got waxed in that. Kyle Busch's night was severely hampered for the rest of the evening. And I thought he was out, actually, but somehow he managed to stay in it and actually finish.
I forgot all who was in that one, but then
Martin
some more
Truex
stuff
Jr.
happened. All right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
Truex.
Logano.
Larson was in it too. Obviously, yeah,
Right.
Logano. I mean, those are the big ones, at least the big names, and I'm sure there were a few
That
more.
that one blends in so much with the one where Harvick cut the tire.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
mean,
to.
it happened in like the exact same place on the track too, at exit of turn 2.
So Chase Elliott, he had another weird incident. Freaking Michael McDowell was conveniently slightly involved in that one as well. Depending on who you want to put the blame on, just put it on Michael McDowell. He had a weird night, and he finished 4th too.
I'll put it
So
on Chase.
he can take some blame. Whatever. Anyways, Chase and Trevor Bayne got into it. Trevor Bayne, I thought he was totally done, but they just hacksawed the front of that car off, and the modified series was back, so that was cool. How he made minimum speed, I'm not entirely sure, but that did happen. Chase Elliott got back going. The bigger one of the night was definitely the one where Harvick cut a tire. It was so random. I don't even know if Harvick made any contact with anybody. I didn't hear anything. Just
I didn't hear
randomly blew.
anything either.
Yeah,
No.
he just randomly blew a tire, coming into and off of 2. I just so freaking weird. And Dale Jr. had fought like hell. It was extremely disappointing. The guy has awful luck, and NBC shouldn't have said that this was Junior's last ride at Daytona for like the 200 fucking times.
156 times. Yeah.
That
It's
well,
like,
that was before the race started. It was about 200 by the time the race ended. So yeah, that was poured on way too thick. Good God. Anyhow,
and he even mentioned during his interview, like he had no idea that NBC was doing all that shit, and you know,
he
it's
very nicely said, "I wish you guys would just shut the fuck up."
yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to say it, I will. Shut the fuck up, NBC. You're fucking ridiculous. Seriously. It was annoying the living
They,
piss out of me. And I'm a
this
fan,
must be
so
yeah.
yeah. Just a bunch of, and again, after that, just a few more knick-knack cautions. I mean, Brad Keselowski had a real awkward tire go down and just like kind of like a crash, and he was done. Obviously, you know, most of his damage stemmed from being involved in that particular incident with Harvick Jr. and several others. Uh, hell,
Casey
Austin.
Kane spun on a restart.
Yeah, Casey King got spawned out. There were so many people that kind of like came and went, and like even after they had a problem, they were still back up in the pack and had like a shot. Chase Elliott would be one of those, and Eric Jones, both good examples. Hell, even
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, for Christ's sake. There was one time where he got up in the top 10. I was super salty about that. I was just like, God damn it! Like, how did he get back up there? But he just was. His car was too damaged to really compete competitively.
Yeah, fucking Goodyear again.
Yeah, probably good. It's all Goodyear's fault. Piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm not
But
surprised by anything anymore.
well, the last real incident of the night, which brought out the red flag, was Kyle Larson. Self-admittingly, he wrecked himself. David Reagan had a run, and he moved up and he squeezed Ricky Stenhouse and just wrecked himself right off of Stenhouse. Poor old Ryan Blaney was right there to drive right into him, and a couple other people got collected too.
And then Larson came down into Kenseth, who was spinning through the grass.
That's right too. Just it was such a weird incident right there. Larson got some like awkward air. Just wow. Like
It was so weird. Like, what are you doing, physics? What was that?
yeah, that was some damn NASCAR Heat Evolution physics. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
That was.
I've seen sometimes, especially like with the Gen 6 cars, like when cars hit the outside wall, like the front goes up instead of the back. And it's kind of like what was happening there, but it's like just so much air got under the car when that happened. And it's like, it's almost like the cowl flaps put the car back down more than the roof flaps. It was such a weird thing.
It just was.
But-
It just like one of the most awkward, like almost flips, but they didn't flip, but he got air. It just was, you know. But
Luckily,
at
no
that,
one was driving under him at the time.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
But then they were down to, you know, the David Reagans, the Ty Dillons, guys you really didn't see up front most of the night. And Ty led a little bit, and Reagan led a little bit, and did that go green to the end? No, it was overtime
didn't.
because there was
Yep.
Denny Hamlin just kind of slid through the grass, and I'm like, why couldn't they drive the car back around? And then they show a replay, and his car's on fire, like stuff's falling out of it. I don't even know how that happened. I guess the
Yeah.
grass just tore his splitter
Yeah.
off or whatever.
Yep.
Poor old Denny. Yep, that happened in overtime. We were all worried that overtime was just gonna screw another freaking finish, but somehow it didn't happen. They actually kept it all clean there for that final restarts. I thought Ty Dillon had a really good shot to win, but he unfortunately got completely shuffled out and ended up finishing 16th. David Reagan made a pretty poor move. If he had just blocked a little better, he might have you know, potentially won the race. He was in position to do so and just kind of stepped on himself, but at the same time he didn't really have enough power either. And Ricky Stenhouse, lo and behold, man, he just made some slick moves. These not quite as impressive. I think he passed a lot better cars at Talladega to win for sure, but still, he did a good job, and he came home with a victory. And he comes, you know, gets his second career victory, 2 in a row at the play tracks. I mean, sure, play tracks are a crapshoot, but you have to do something right to win them. So, and I think he
Yeah.
did.
And it's not just him. Ford has just been killing it at the plate tracks this year. That Roush Yates power just seems to be a step better than everybody else, and it's shown all so far this year at the 3 plate races.
Ford's won 6 races, straight races at play tracks. You know, sure they've had some
Wow.
power, but I think the Chevys have been really fast. They just had really unfortunate luck. You know, I mean, 24 and 88. Come on, that's self-explanatory there. They've had terrible luck. I mean, it was a pretty solid race, so let's give some race ratings and get this over with. So I'll lead it off. I normally go last.
You
So
selfish bastard.
yeah, well, I want to go first. You know, usually you guys say all the bullshit, and then I just like 8. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the race an 8. The racing was pretty solid. Definitely not the best plate race I've ever seen. Certainly far from the worst. The finish was clean, but it was not entirely close, and I think that's the reason it's an 8 and not a little higher up. Basically the two things that take away from it are the dumb little cautions that happened and kind of mess the flow up, and I'm big on flow. So if you fuck with my flow, you're gonna face the repercussions, and so that loses a point right there. And then obviously the finish could have been a little closer. Great finishes always make a difference, and I think if the finish had been a little bit better, yeah, you could have potentially seen a 9 or hell even a 10. But I'll stick with an 8. I think that's perfect. Nick, give us a race rating.
I agree with everything you said, but I am going to give it a 7. Great racing, but stupid small cautions every once in a while, and it was a great winner, but it could have been a little bit better finish, maybe a little bit better cars up there. And like I usually do, I'm going to combine it with the Xfinity race, which Tyler never likes to do. But the
Mhm.
Xfinity finish sucked, even though it had a great winner with William Byron. So it was a great week, but stuff, and there we go. Kane.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I am going to give this race 7. I mean, it was a great race. Congrats to Ricky, and go get yourself some Danica action.
Yeah, a junior wins tonight, and it's not Dale, and Danica goes to victory lane. So.
Eat ass.
Yeah.
And as always, it is time for some race awards, and then we're going to give it for the Daytona race weekend. So we'll start off with the Xfinity Award, and it's enjoy that grass, bitch. And that goes to Joey Logano. And he was like really the only Cup guy in the field. He was challenging very hard late. I believe he was leading. He made a very aggressive block on William Byron, nearly wrecking the pair of them. It didn't happen, but I believe a lap or so after that, William Byron was right on his ass, and he just didn't really give a damn. He just didn't let up, and that's perfectly okay. And he didn't like purposely turn him or anything. He was just like, I'm gonna stick right on your ass, and whatever happens, happens, and it did. And Joey kind of got real squirrely and went down and ate some grass, and his entire finish was ruined because of it. Suck that shit, Joey. Enjoy your grass. I fucked your
Oh,
wife. Next award.
Next award is hashtag McWeapon, and this does not go to Jamie McMurray for once. There's a different Mick out there, and that's Michael McDowell. And he drove like sketchy as hell tonight, and man, he cut down Kyle Busch's tire, obviously not intentionally, but he was just kind of all over the place out there. He also caused the was that the Chase Elliott one or the Eric Jones one or something? I don't even know.
Yeah, he was involved in the Chase Elliott one. He was just really
Yeah.
sketchy out there, as you said.
Yeah, for the
And
Chase Elliott one, he
yeah.
was kind of sneaking in there, and Chase came up and didn't know there was someone 3 wide on top of that, and this is just, I don't know. But still, congrats for finishing 4th. That was a heck of a drive, but he made it interesting, that was for sure. So, next award.
Next award is Back in Business. Oh, never mind. That goes to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Oh my. As we covered in the race recap, his entirety of a night, he worked very hard, and kind of kept himself out of trouble, got some breaks with some lucky dogs and shit, to get back on the lead lap after losing 2 laps. The crew got the car decently repaired, and he drove very well back up into the top 10 and was getting ready to be in the top 5. Hell, maybe try to get back to the lead, and just terrible circumstances took him out of the race for no fault of his own, and that's pretty much just sums up his entirety of the 2017 season thus far. So I don't know, just was not his night once again. So yeah, his
He worked
business.
so hard,
He
and for
did
what?
work so hard, damn it, and he had it all good as shit.
I made it for his fans. The next award is Slick Rick Part 4. And it's always nice when you have a four-part series for doing good things. I know one of them was for winning Talladega, another one was for good things he did at Richmond. This one is for winning Daytona and his second restrictor plate race in a row. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Roush Racing, great job for those guys. Getting through the carnage and coming out on top on the other side. Ah, good job, man. He goes from nothing in like what 170 starts and two in a row at these tracks, so he's going to be a player in the chase, perhaps. I mean, Talladega's in there, so who knows what could happen. Next award.
All right, our next award is the Straight Jacket Award! And once again, it goes to NASCAR for not throwing the yellow sooner in the Xfinity race. No. Instead, NASCAR decided to wait until the field was past the goddamn overtime line!
Race is over because what? They hit the damn overtime line.
God
You
damn
know-
it, overtime line.
Damn it, overtime line!
Overtime line. Fucking overtime line.
They
Insert
decided
clip.
to wait until after they fucking passed the overtime line to throw the caution and end the race. Now, granted, I am happy for William Byron, but damn it, what the freaking... Throw the caution, goddammit! I mean, you literally waited an entire football field between when the first car made contact with the wall and when the caution lights came on. NASCAR, you must be freaking crazy! God!
They just had plenty of time to throw it. I know Steve Letarte would beg to differ, but he shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, they
He
were
wasn't-
wrecking, and they have plenty. I mean, they throw the caution like immediately when someone like barely starts to spin sometimes, and they wait, like 5 seconds this time. So I don't know what their deal is. Just inconsistency. Tyler, what were you saying?
Oh, he's not making the calls, and at the same time he needs to be realistic about what like the situation that was going on there. It's pretty blatant and clear. They had plenty of time. It was just totally embarrassing. I mean, you covered it too. There's so many situations where they have thrown cautions so much quicker, and for many like minuscule incidents, not even close to the magnitude of what that was. Like a car was going into the wall. There was clearly a decently sized wreck happening right there. It's like, why wait? There should be no hesitation. A car goes in the wall.
And that's like,
You got guys up
That's
there in the
what-
fucking booth watching for this shit.
yeah, and that's why the line is there too. Like that's the chance to restart. That was not a restart. So, I don't know. It's like
So
they
stupid.
purposely waited until they got past the line because they didn't want to restart again and tear up more cars. But these things are so safe nowadays. Just restart it. Have a good finish for the fans. That's all I want. Green
Yeah.
flag finish. Why can't you do that? Why is it so hard?
Well, exactly. Not to
Yeah.
mention, to further expand on the whole fans thing, obviously that race was rained out. It was an Xfinity race, so I'm sure the people that were there for the Xfinity race were also there for the Cup race, but at the same time, people don't need to be sitting in the damn, damn stands, for nothing. Like give them a good finish, actually give them a show, and it wouldn't have been difficult to do that. And they fucked it up, and I made this joke, and I'm going to have to say it again. David Hoots was obviously mid-donut or whatever while that wreck was happening. So he was like, "Oh, no, cross the creek, put it out, put it out." Oh shit, they crossed the line. Well, too bad.
Yeah.
Put it out.
Nobody says anything about this.
Yeah.
I hope the fucking donut was worth it, you fat shit. So, this isn't even the crying towel. So let's just move on and forget about that. David Hoots really pisses me off. They're all getting straight jackets. I don't even know if there's a straight jacket big enough for David Hoots. I fucking hate that guy. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Next award. Let's give us some cigars. Let's talk about good things. So, Nick, I believe we have a bunch of cigars to hand out, Xfinity related, so...
Once again, there were plenty of underdogs and good stories in the top 10 in the Xfinity race. Last week it was Iowa. This week, obviously, Daytona. William Byron wins his second race in a row for his first 2 wins ever in Xfinity, so he gets a cigar. Elliott Sadler, he gets another good finish after having some close calls. He barely missed a couple wrecks. He gets a cigar. Dakota Armstrong gets 2, top 5s in a row?
Yeah.
Did I
Yep.
hear that right?
Yeah,
Either
that's
You-
two
you
top 5 or
did.
2 top 10s, but
What
Jesus.
the
I mean,
hell?
Dakota Armstrong! Cigar for him. Jeb Burton, one of 2 JGL cars or whatever team that is in the top 10. He gets a cigar. David frickin' Starr! Man, he was good in the truck series, but man, he's becoming a star in Xfinity. He gets a cigar in that little 99 car. Ross Chastain, 2 top 10s in a row. He gets a cigar. Brennan Poole, he had some things go on. He was in a wreck. He gets a cigar. Joey Logano can go to hell. Brendan Gaughan gets a cigar. He finished 9th. Yeah, he was in the middle of some things too, I believe. Joey Gase gets a top 10. That's a great story. And also an honorable mention cigar to B.J. McLeod in that 78 car. He finished 11th. Still don't know who he is. And Ray Black Jr. finishes 12th. I'll just
Holy
keep
shit.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Black's the 2nd. J.J. Yaley finished 13th. Scott Lagasse finished 14th. Jeremy Clements was 15th. So I'll stop there. But there was some crazy finishing positions in that one. So great job to all those guys. Tyler, who were the underdogs for Cup? There were a few in
Well,
there too.
Yes, we have several cigars to hand out here for the Cup Series. I'm going to start off with Paul Menard. He finished 3rd place. Paul doesn't typically, get a lot of good results. This is his second top 5 of the year. They've both been at play tracks. Good for Paul, man. He had actually a shot at the win, but, unfortunately those guys just don't quite have enough power or else. And he didn't also have a good enough run either. But he had a shot to win. You don't see that from Paul Menard very often. Michael McDowell finishes 4th. That's his best career finish. Even though he was a damn weapon out there, hashtag McWeapon, seriously, it's still a nice finish for those guys. Levine Family Racing Team, the 95 team, they finished 4th. Good for them, man. David Reagan, he finished 6th. He also had a great shot to win. He was in the lead, and, obviously for the Front Row Racing Team, they've always been underdogs. So, a nice top 10 for them. Brendan Gaughan finishes 7th. My lord. This team is, the car looks like a complete shitbox. Like they're gonna roll in on a rollback, and the truck is a U-Haul. Seriously, that's how underfunded this team is. They're gonna run all the plate races. I'm assuming Brendan's been the driver for these few one-off events. He's had some pretty good luck in it thus far. Like, I have to really expand on this. They did such a good job. I mean, 7th for a team that you didn't even wasn't even formed at until the beginning of this year, I believe. It's only Brendan's 5th top 10 in his career. He hasn't exactly had a lot of luck over his career, so. But great job there. And I'm going to give a nod to both 8th place and 10th place with AJ Allmendinger and Chris Buescher, respectively. JT Doherty has kind of had a little bit of a rough year, especially AJ in particular. And, they both got top 10s, a double top 10 for the team, so good for those guys. And one last honorable mention has to go to Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie finished 11th, so close, man, the legend. He almost got himself for his first career top 10 in the 23 Dr. Pepper car, BK Racing. Their whole freaking racing situation is completely stupid. Not even going to go into that, but great job, man. Especially after his Daytona 500 freaking meltdown, nearly killing Clint Boyer and making him shit himself on pit road. He's gone from that and several crashes at the beginning of the year to just running clean races. That's all he did, man. He just ran a clean race. That car is not competitive in the slightest. But he kept it clean, came home 11th. Great job, man. Fuck, I'm gonna change that. You're getting a cigar. You're not getting an honorable one. You're getting a cigar. So you enjoy it, son. Well, now after all these cigars, we still have one more award to hand out. And we skipped it last week, but it's coming back. That's right, it's the Crying Towel. Oh, goodness. But who does it go to? It goes to Mother Nature! You crazy bitch! First of all, You just love to impact shit, don't you, Mother Nature? NASCAR, I swear to God, just so often, when NASCAR comes around, no matter where it's at, you just wanna open up the skies and piss all over the racetrack, don't you? Don't you? You're making me so sad, damn it. I hate you so much. It's literally your time of the month every single day, you fucking hormonal cunt. Oh. First of all, you rained out the Xfinity race. I was looking forward to some damn nighttime racing. There was gonna be a lot of shit torn up, and I was excited for that. And you ruined it. So then the race gets scheduled for 12 o'clock on Saturday. And what happens? Oh, that's right. You keep raining! Raining! Rain! 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 And more rain! The race was delayed for hours upon hours. They got back in the car. I mean, for guys like Brendan Gaughan, it's very difficult to get in the race car. God damn it! He had to get in and out of the car so many times, he lost 10 pounds. I mean, damn it, Mother Nature. Look what you're doing.
Damn it, Mother Nature!
Mother Nature. The wear and tear you're putting on drivers, the wear and tear you're putting on the fans' hearts and souls. Oh my goodness. Just stop raining. I'm not even going to commend you for being dry for the cup race. I don't know why you would have been dry for that. It was pretty hot. Hot action all over that track. But still, you just really upset me this weekend, and I couldn't. I had to give you the crying towel. So cut the bullshit,
so
Mother
sad.
Nature. Just make it so sad.
Just stop.
And that's not even the worst part. On Friday night for the Xfinity race, instead of watching some awesome racing, we had to watch two dudes kissing each other.
Oh my God! You just brought that up. Now I'm really gonna cry. Kleenex.
Oh my God.
I just need some Midol and a Snickers.
Yeah.
God damn it. That fight was so embarrassing. I mean, I'm a full heterosexual male. I'm a sex machine, damn it. Watching that made me partially gay. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Obviously, I have to stop. Oh my God, the tears were real.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, the banter was real too. But that fight was seriously embarrassing. Holy Christ. That had to be mentioned. Seriously, it was that bad. Awful. Don't show that shit on TV ever again. I get they were trying to pass the time, but man, that was difficult to watch.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
punching a
it's a
panda.
great concept. It's a great concept, don't get me wrong, but damn it.
Damn.
Must you subject us to that shit? Ah.
Seriously, just terrible. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it anymore. Let's move on. And it's time. Let's talk about some paint schemes, but first, we're going to look at the best ones of the week. The worst paint scheme of the week. It's not awful, okay? It's just not great. We've had plenty of those this year, and we're gonna have another one. Martin Truex Jr.'s NRA Bass Pro Shops Toyota. Wow. This is not terrific by any stretch of imagination. The first thing I immediately thought of when I saw this car, I'm like, damn, that seems awful familiar. And that's because Dale Jr. ran a pretty similar stylized paint scheme 2 years ago in the Daytona race that he won in. And yeah, This car is eerily similar to that. Obviously, difference with the random ass bald eagle they have placed before the freaking numbers.
It's
It's just
a
stupid,
contingency
man.
decal.
Yeah, your contingencies are Monster Energy, Coors Light, and the bald eagle. So yeah, this car it's I don't know. I don't even really want to talk about it that much. It's just plain. It's just bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, really. Not even the stripes don't even flow. That's the last thing I'm saying about it. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
There's no
Damn.
flow. All right, it's time for fantasy. Let's recap Daytona real quick. Kane wins by just 1 point. He picked Kyle Busch. He finished 20th. He was the last car running out of our picks. I picked Brad Keselowski, who won the stage, but also had to retire from the race. He finished 31st. And then there was Tyler, who, I don't know why, but he picked Dale Jr. He finished 32nd. And Damani picked Joey Logano. He fared the worst out of all of us. He finished 35th.
Go to hell, Logano.
So just, what?
Go to hell, Logano.
Go to hell, Logano! So, for the points, it doesn't really matter. Tyler's still winning by 63 over Kane. I'm 77 back, and Damani's 253 back.
Whatever.
All right, first pick will go to Tyler because Damani obviously a little bit too short notice, and he's just not on top of things anyway because that's Damani. So that he'll have to forfeit. He'll pick after all of us. So Tyler technically is going first. Who are you picking?
I think I'm going to pick Brad Keselowski for Kentucky. I think, he's won there a couple of times, and, they've had a little bit of kind of a weird stretch. I just think the Penske cars are going to come back. They're going to have some speed. I think this is a place that'll suit them well. So, yeah, why not? Brad Keselowski wins at Kentucky.
All right. I am going with Martin Truex Jr.
You blew it!
He has been amazing at the mile and a half, and he's won the most stage points out of anyone this year. So even if he doesn't win the race, I should still have a decent night. So yeah, go Truex. Kane.
I think I'm gonna go with Kevin Harvick.
Holy shnikes.
He had a strong run in in Kansas, which is kind of similar to Kentucky with more banking, I guess. And he had a decent outing here last year, so that's my pick.
Yeah, and then obviously Damani, he's gonna have to go last once again, so his pick will be right here.
You suck, you jackass.
Well, that wraps up yet again another episode of Behind the Wall presented by Perky Jerky. The only jerky that makes you want to perky and jerky at the same time. And that's appreciated. So, but for Damani HD, why are we even mentioning him, honestly? For Kane Jr. 88, my God, he's got to be half drunk. He's got to be fully drunk at this point, but thank God we're not going to have to hear any more of him. For Thermite 917, you're going to hear some really weird fucking eagle noises here in about a minute or so. And for myself, who pretty much led the way on this episode because everybody else didn't have their shit together, this has been Behind the Wall, and you've been Behind the Wall. Thank you for listening.
We should just do it. Who needs the MP3?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
And then Kane enters and it's all out sync again. Oh man. Oh my God.
Oh. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he grenaded a big
on
old
Canada
engine.
Day.
yeah. Happy 150th birthday, Canada. Glad your driver put on a nice show for you with all that smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a driver. Is DJ Cunnington really even considered the driver of Canada? For Christ's sake, he was driving a backfield shitbox. So
He's not the Canadian driver, obviously,
he's
but
not the
he's
Canadian
from
driver.
Canada
no.
and he drives a car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't give a rat's ass. But
Mario
still,
Goslin's from Canada too, I think.
Mario Goslin, is he?
Yes, he is.
That's great. So he gets his blowjobs in Canada. That's pretty cool. Anyhow, you know, so DJ, well, not everybody, but it was I say it was less attrition filled. What the fuck is he doing?
Ignore the fireworks.
I am chugging a beer because that is how freaking mad I am.
It wasn't even the fireworks. It sounded like
Oh, so
I
you were
was-
talking about Kane, okay.
yeah,
I was
like,
chugging. That's because I was chugging down a can.
it was really picking up. Holy shit. So Kane
Yeah.
Kane is in stage one of getting drunk. So, you know, anyhow,
My apologies.
no, you don't have to apologize for doing that. I mean, you'll get some bonus points. You'll have a good run for the chase. So, you know, to get back
to get
on
back
the lead
up
lap
to sixth.
and to
To
get back up
to
to sixth.
sixth.
Yeah, it's that too. Stop interrupting me, God damn it.
It wouldn't be a podcast without an interruption from
It
Kane.
would not be a full podcast, without drunk Kane jumping in and be like, "You got up to sixth, you got up to sixth. The redcoats are coming, the redcoats are coming. We know, Kane Revere."
Anyways.
There was another incident with Chase
Twice.
Elliott.
We all feel this way. Let's be honest.
We do, and
I'm
I
okay.
just wish I could be content right now, but when I got fucking drunk Leslie in my ear going, you got Casey Kane.
Died in a Leslie accident.
He died in a Leslie accident.
Spaz Leslie.
Fucking Alex Leslie!
Baz Leslie. Oh my goodness. That's a good one.
I think me and Kane have to have a weather segment after that race. Well,
Yeah,
'cause-
on Friday
'cause,
it was
if you-
moist.
It was because Casey Kane was there.
Yeah. Yes.
But
The Gator. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Moving on.
Yeah.
Well, nights like
Alright.
tonight make me want to start drinking full time, but we're not going to get into
Yeah.
that. Mike's hard and then some. I
so
was
Kane
not
and Middleburg
hard.
walk into a bar.
Well, I was not hard and then some. Kane was hard and then some, because that's just Kane, him and his boner, which we don't
Holy
have one of
cow.
those. Holy! No boners this week, so none of that. But we're gonna
Just
move on
Kane.
to the next award.
I think we should.
And then Saturday, well, there was a huge deluge. It was a big ass downpour. It happened before the race. The track was dry. They did driver intros. The rain all broke up thanks to the sea breeze coming off of the Atlantic Ocean, and we got the race in on time. So, thank God for that.
You
but
realize none of this is gonna make it in the final recording of the podcast.
And
I
don't
promise.
Yeah.
say deluge. That's not a word. It's
I was gonna say I thought you said
deluge.
like deluge douche or something. I don't know. All right, I'm saving this recording.
deluge. Yeah.
The weather in Chicago this.
I just like to thank
Yeah,
my sponsors, Monster, the series sponsor. They put on a great show. Coors Light Polo Award, Eagles.
Goodyear, Sunoco, and of course the fucking bald eagle.
The bald eagle. What the hell was that?
I was trying to be a bald eagle. It didn't work out.
Oh my God.
I don't-
What the fuck? What the hell was that? It was a beach cat. Fucking Sounds of the Wild CD by Thermite. Oh my.
Okay.
Okay, that one was fucking creepy.
like the Cars 3 scene for the chat.
Oh my goodness. That seriously still gives me nightmares. I woke up in the middle of the night and slapped my dick. I was so scared.
Whoa. What a-
TMI.
It's a total. It's called banter cane. It's a joke. But
It's hard to tell.
or was it?
Oh, well, there go my first two choices for a pick. I don't know who to pick right now. Oh boy. Gosh, I don't know who to pick. I think I'm gonna. Oh. Ugh. Allergies, man. I swear to God.
Bless you. That was
All right.
interesting.
Holy
Well,
shit.
yeah. Well, anyways,
Yeah, I thought you were like leading into your pick. Like my pick sneezes a lot.
yeah. I
That'd have been
can't
a
think of
great
anybody
intro.
that has. I was gonna say I don't know if anybody has a lot of allergies.
Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah.